The night air in Beijing was unusually quiet, but the silence didn't hide the sound of a heartbreaking. Outside a softly lit apartment complex, Jerry Yen stood motionless, a single bouquet of white lilies trembling in his hands. Cameras flashed from a distance, their faint clicks blending with the hum of passing cars. No one expected what would happen next, especially not Tong Liya. It had been weeks since the public last saw them together. After their brief reunion at a charity gala, where stolen glances and unspoken emotions told a story words never could, the two vanished from public view. Fans speculated everything, from secret reconciliation to another painful separation. But that night, everything changed. Jerry, usually so private and composed, appeared outside Tong Liya's apartment building, visibly emotional. He wasn't there for publicity. He wasn't there to prove a point. He was there for her. For the woman who once brought light into his life during his loneliest years. Those who witnessed the moment said his hands were shaking, his voice low but trembling with sincerity as he called out her name, Leah. Security guards hesitated. Paparazzi hid behind parked cars. And within minutes, social media exploded. Jerry Yen spotted crying outside Tong Liya's apartment, read one headline. Another wrote, "Heartbreak or Reconciliation." The scene no one saw coming. According to eyewitnesses, Jerry waited for over an hour. The bouquet in his hands wasn't just a gift, it was symbolic. White lilies, her favorite, represented purity and new beginnings. When asked later why he brought them, Jerry simply said, "Because she deserves peace." Tong Liya, who had been avoiding the spotlight since her emotional TV interview earlier that month, reportedly returned home late that evening. She was taken aback when she saw him standing there. At first, she froze. The past, the pain, the love, it all flooded back in one moment. Witnesses say she stepped closer, visibly moved but conflicted. Jerry tried to speak, but his voice cracked. He said something quietly, words the cameras couldn't capture, but his expression said it all: regret, love, and longing. She listened silently, her hand trembling as she reached for the bouquet. What happened next took everyone by surprise. Tong Liya didn't walk away. She didn't turn cold. Instead, she whispered something to him, softly, and tears rolled down both their faces. It wasn't a reconciliation for the cameras, it was two souls meeting again where love had once been lost. That single moment reignited conversations across social media. Fans wrote, "This isn't just love, it's destiny." Others said, "You can see how much he still loves her." But behind the public fascination lay a deeper truth. Jerry's appearance wasn't a publicity stunt. Insiders revealed he had been trying to contact Tong Liya for months, ever since their last project together wrapped up quietly. Those close to Jerry said he'd been struggling privately. His career was steady, but his heart wasn't. Tong Liya had been a part of his calm, his balance, and when they drifted apart again, it left a space he couldn't fill. That night, he showed up not as an actor, not as a star, but as a man who couldn't let go without trying one last time. Later that week, a short video clip surfaced online. In it, Jerry can be heard saying, "I never stopped caring. I just didn't know how to make things right." His voice was soft, vulnerable, and raw. Tong Liya's response wasn't audible, but her eyes, filled with emotion, told the rest of the story. By the next morning, hashtags flooded Chinese social media. Hashtag Jerry and Tong Liya trended at #1. Comments poured in, "They belong together. You can't fake that kind of emotion. And if this isn't love, what is?" But amidst the public frenzy, both stars remained silent. A source close to Tong Liya finally spoke to a local entertainment outlet, revealing it wasn't about drama or attention. It was closure. But whether that closure means ending or beginning again, only they know. For Jerry, though, this night marked a turning point. Close friends revealed he hadn't planned on being seen. He'd chosen the late hour to avoid attention, but fate had other plans. His tearful moment under the flickering streetlight became a symbol, a raw, human reminder that behind every celebrity, there's a beating heart yearning for forgiveness. In the following days, fans noticed subtle signs of warmth returning between them. Tong Liya liked a post that quoted, "Sometimes love doesn't end, it pauses." Meanwhile, Jerry posted a quiet message on his social platform, "Some stories are worth waiting for." Was it coincidence? or a quiet message to her. Fans didn't need confirmation, their hearts already knew. Industry insiders hinted that both actors might soon reunite for a charity performance, possibly rekindling not just their working relationship, but something far more personal. Though neither confirmed it, the whispers only fueled hope. By the end of that week, one thing became clear. Jerry's emotional gesture had reignited not only old memories but a conversation about love, forgiveness, and courage. In a world where fame often hides vulnerability, his actions reminded everyone that sometimes the most powerful thing a person can do is to simply show up. As night fell once again over the same apartment, the bouquet of lilies was gone from the gate, but a small white ribbon remained, tied to the fence. Some fans believe Tong Liya left it there as a quiet response, a sign that perhaps the story wasn't over just yet. Maybe it was the beginning of something new, a softer chapter, written not under the glare of cameras, but in the quiet understanding of two hearts that had been through too much to give up now. And though neither Jerry nor Tong Liya has spoken publicly since that emotional night, fans around the world still hold on to one hope, that sometimes love finds its way back, even after the longest silence. Days turn into weeks, and yet, that night outside Tong Liya's apartment continued to live in the hearts of fans and the whispers of media outlets. People called it the night love made a comeback, and some even claimed it was Jerry Ann's most human moment in years. But behind the headlines, something quieter was happening, something neither of them could hide anymore. After that emotional encounter, Tong Liya kept a low profile. She avoided public appearances and refused interviews. Her agency brushed off questions about Jerry, saying only Tong Liya is focusing on her upcoming film. But fans noticed a shift, a warmth in her tone during a recent radio appearance where she shared, "Sometimes forgiveness comes softly, without words." Listeners were quick to connect the dots. Was she speaking about Jerry? Meanwhile, Jerry returned to Taiwan, keeping busy with a new drama project. But even during filming, crew members noticed his mood was different. He seemed lighter, one production staffer shared. He'd smile randomly, almost like he was remembering something good. When asked about the viral video of him outside Tong Liya's home, Jerry smiled faintly and said, "Some memories aren't meant for everyone. They're meant for two people only." That single line reignited speculation that something had changed between them. Behind the scenes, rumors surfaced that Jerry and Tong Liya had quietly begun communicating again, not through calls or public meetups, but through letters. A close industry friend claimed they're rebuilding trust slowly. Jerry didn't go there that night to get her back. He went to tell her he still believes in what they had. But what no one expected came a few weeks later, when both stars appeared at the same charity art exhibition in Shanghai. Fans were shocked. They hadn't been seen together in public since that emotional night. As photographers rushed to capture the moment, Jerry and Tong Liya kept their distance at first. But when they met near a painting display, everything froze. Jerry bowed his head slightly, Tong Liya smiled gently, and for a few seconds, it was like time stopped. No drama, no tears, just two people acknowledging everything they'd been through. Those who saw it said the moment was powerful, the kind of quiet closure that words couldn't capture. But then something unexpected happened. A fan uploaded a short clip showing the two walking out of the event together, side by side. Not holding hands, but close enough that their connection was undeniable. Within hours, the internet exploded. They're back. This is love reborn. Tong Liya finally forgave him, flooded Weibo trends. However, neither of them confirmed anything. Their silence only added to the mystery. Still, small details began to emerge. During a recent magazine shoot, Tong Liya wore a simple white bracelet, the same kind Jerry had been spotted wearing on his wrist years ago during the filming of their old drama. Fans noticed immediately, calling it their silent promise. And Jerry, in one interview promoting his new project, when asked if he believed in second chances, he simply said, "Sometimes the heart knows before the mind does." His eyes softened, and fans swore they saw something more, a quiet hint that love, though wounded, was still alive. By now, entertainment outlets were digging deeper. Reports surfaced that Jerry and Tong Liya had met several times privately since their emotional night in Beijing. According to one source, they're not rushing anything. It's about rebuilding trust, not just rekindling romance. And yet, love has a way of showing itself, even in the smallest gestures. When Tong Liya celebrated her birthday, fans noticed Jerry liked the post within minutes. Not from a fan account, not anonymously, from his verified profile. It was subtle, but in the world of celebrity silence, that was as loud as a confession. Shortly after, Tong Liya posted a quote that sent hearts racing. Some bonds are tested by time, but real ones never fade. Paired with a photo of a sunset over the ocean, it felt like a quiet nod to something, or someone, she still held close. Industry watchers say the timing couldn't be more poetic. Both actors are now in a more peaceful stage of their lives, mature, grounded, and no longer chasing fame or perfection. They've both experienced heartbreak, growth, and solitude. And now, perhaps, they're finding their way back to each other, not as who they were, but as who they've become. Friends close to Tong Liya revealed she recently told a confidant it wasn't about forgiving him. It was about forgiving myself for holding on to the past for too long. Those words hinted that her heart had found healing, and maybe space for Jerry again. As for Jerry, he's been open about wanting to slow down in life, saying what matters now isn't the spotlight, it's peace, real connection, and honesty. Fans began calling them the couple fate refuses to separate, believing their story might be on the verge of a new beginning. And perhaps it is. Because sometimes love isn't about grand gestures or perfect timing. It's about two souls finding the courage to try again after everything has fallen apart. And as whispers spread that the two may soon star together in a new film centered on love and redemption, fans can't help but wonder, is this art imitating life, or is life finally giving them a second chance? Whatever the truth may be, one thing is certain, Jerry Yen and Tong Liya's story isn't finished. Not yet. Their quiet smiles, their subtle signs, and that unforgettable night outside her apartment will always remind us of one timeless truth. Love, when real, never truly leaves. It waits.